Hey guys, good morning. Boston, Massachusetts checking in, and we're about to talk about it. You know, the saddest story floating on the internet right now is the woman who was shot in Texas by the police officer. We all say murdered, straight up. Like, damn, he just dumped on that lady. He just dumped on that woman. You understand? But anyways, her name is Pamela Turner. She was mentally ill. Her whole neighborhood knew that she was mentally ill, and she supposedly did not she supposedly had 2 warrants. Okay, outstanding warrants, to mind you. So, and not only that, she was not pregnant. They claimed that she took his taser gun from him. So a reporter asked, how does that happen? We're still trying to investigate. This was the commissioner, okay? Someone from the police department that's of a high rank. They also said they would not release the body cam. Okay, so I had a lot of thoughts going through my head because I posted my other book, I posted another video on Facebook. And I was so emotionally distraught because I'm in my emotions about what's happening in this world to my brothers and my sisters. And, you know, I can't just tell the story like that without being emotional. But there are other people I will suggest that, you know, they have a better like program content regarding these stories. And that would be All Viral Access Media. All Viral Access. He's out there. He's great. He's wonderful. He does great reporting. Like really getting down to the facts, you know, letting you call in and hearing your points of view and what you think. Because you know what? They select jurors out here. And we're jurors right now, guys. And we know that what it looked like to us, it looked like a police officer who went above and beyond the call of duty. He did not handle the matter correctly. It seemed like that was not part of the protocol, the process, and how you detain someone, arrest someone, or anything like that. And first of all, we're gonna go with some facts here. Okay, originally, if you are pulled over by the police, okay, one is they don't automatically draw guns on you. That they do not do. They come up to you, approach your car, your window be down, they ask you for your license and your registration. Okay, they don't put hands on you. They just don't do it. That is not the way that they operate. I mean, like, he was dragging her, like pulling her. She was like swinging away from him. You know what I'm saying? Then she yelled out, he is harassing her. Okay, and the officer was Spanish. See, because this is not always about color and race. It's color because of how they treat how they handle black people. But as far as who is the aggressor, it could be a black man, it could be a white man, it could be a Spanish man, it could be whoever the aggressor is, whatever color he is. But anyways, so, you know, I didn't see no police lights on. Okay, like normally if a police officer pull you over, they flash their lights. Okay? Thirdly is normally they ask you to put your hands behind your back. I don't believe he asked her for her ID. I don't know, because the part that we seen it, and thank God for the video. Okay, the video and the audio, we don't hear him saying anything, but we do hear her. But she's basically saying, you're harassing me. And I believe, like, yo, you ask for ID, They present their ID. You next. Okay? If they start to run, you start to pursue. Alright? But he was dragging her. He was dragging her. And that's when she was yelling, you're harassing me. Started flaring her hands. So after that, all right, because we go on step by step in this and what I seen, because we're jurors now. Do not be fooled. You understand? Because these people need not to be acquitted. They say, I understand, like, we got respect for the police officers. That's not our thing, to disrespect the law enforcement agency. Our thing is to be served fairly and equally in the process of justice. That's what we are demanding. That our loved ones go before a judge and get judged by their peers. That is the correct way that this whole system was created. Back to what I'm about to explain. It was dark in that area, like no lights. They didn't even know that the guy that was in the car, he must have had 10 on his windows, guys, because he was catching that shit real good. They didn't know that he was there. And I said this, had people been out there, would he have been doing her like that? So let's get to the point where they said she took his taser. I never seen her grab for anything. I'm still looking for how did she take his taser? When did she take his taser? Because what I saw was a woman that was thrown to the ground. And not only that, the guy said he popped her. You understand? So then after that, she started yelling out, why are you doing this to me? I didn't do nothing to you. I'm pregnant. And she did. It looked like she kicked him. I will say that. But she shouldn't have been even on the ground to be raising her foot up to kick him. Because if she wasn't fleeing, she was complying. And if she was complying, that means you're standing on your feet. You put your hands behind your back and you get handcuffed. Period. Complying. So, he didn't think twice. You understand? He did not think twice to pull out his gun and unload on that lady. They said he shot 5 times, but 1 bullet hit her. Now, how the fuck you missed that close? And had people been out there, would he have done her like that? No. He would have been fucking calling for backup. You understand? That's what he would have been doing. If she was running, okay, then he would have been chasing her. None of that happened. Those are 2 other options before murder. On All Viral Access, he said that the Hispanics don't like the blacks. But you see, I don't want to get into color. Because I know people of all color, all races. And for most parts, I really do not know any violent Spanish people. Like, we coexist, we mingle. We're amongst each other in the communities. We go to restaurants, we interact, we deal with them. You understand? But I don't know them to be violent. Even if they don't like you, they will not fuck with you. We want justice for Miss Pamela Turner. We want to write our Congress people. We want to take all the steps necessary. And we want to pray to God. Black people need sovereignty rights. And that's facts. Because the way we're treated in the land is wrong. They have me in my feelings. And yes, I'm emotional, so I get in my feelings. And y'all already know. I'm not trying to hide that. Because that's who I am. But how does this happen? Women go to jail. Pregnant. You killing two people, two seeds in our generation. Pregnant. They don't come home for misdemeanor stuff too. Even if it was a serious crime. Hey, the guy that blew up the Oklahoma building, he went to prison for 11 years before they executed him, I believe. Timothy McVeigh, a born American white terrorist. She got 2 misdemeanor bullshit ass warrants. How your life gets ended for that. And here it is, a man who took countless lives. Countless lives. And he lived long enough to go and get the death penalty. I know I live in the land, but I don't understand the laws that apply for me as a colored person as opposed to other races. All I see is people being done bad. And I'm in my feelings and I'm affected by this because I am a black person, a black woman. I can't look at it no matter what they did. That's why we have a system in place to handle matters like that. You understand? They need more diversity training because there's a lack of. Okay, there's a lack of. Process. Because the rules change real quick depending on the color. We have seen countless videos of people where they didn't call to hold the police department out. The dude was totally disrespecting the police, him and his girl. But I done seen whole color families get locked up for running their mouth and not even disrespecting the police, but asking why. Why? We need sovereignty in this land. And then we need a court system that we put in place that works for us, that we judge our own and deal with our own. Because black people is not making it to see the judge. And we can all say, well, what about black people that kill black people? Okay. And what about everybody else that kill black people? It's just not publicized. It's just not publicized. Okay? So when you say black on black crime, it's crime on crime. Fuck that. If you involved, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you white and you get in, if you white, like, let's keep it real funky, okay? The only time a white man is really in the hood is one working or doing dirt. So we're going to exclude the white man working. And we're going to deal with the white man doing dirt. He down there buying some ass or some drugs. Facts. And he pretty much know who he's dealing with. Ain't nothing happening. Now, if you want something fuckery, I don't know, man. That's not daily behavior. You know, with the sets, that's like set business until they start shooting in the summer and hitting other people up. But for most parts, it's mad respectful people in the hood that interact with each other. You understand? It has to be a violation in order for anything to pop off that breaks down communications. Okay? It has to be with anybody, no matter what color you're on. And whether it's with your people, because there's something brewing within. But you don't know about it until it came out. But people be chilling in the hood. For real, for real. You know? Like they said, people always saying black on black crime. The Crips and the Bloods, people who are involved in shit. It's like they haven't really been no, like, you know, banging murder activities for like 30 years almost. Not that it doesn't happen, but it's Hollywood that present that. Like they banging, like the artist, I'm a Crip, I'm a Blood. Guess you gotta be fucking associated, but you understand? They be banging that. But the people who's actually living in that, they don't be banging that. You understand? So black on black crime happens because two black people that live in a community had some type of interaction, and they got guns that the white man provided for them to shoot each other. But it was definitely some interaction, some involvement. Like, it was a connection there. It wasn't random. Because they know each other at the end of the day. That's street business. You understand? So, that's what you see, black on black crime. But then you have the police officers. Who's supposed to protect and serve and got their job because of you. Who's out here murdering people. It's like, me as a regular civilian, okay, I'm allowed to cut up to a certain extent, a certain way. But you who represent something that is against the cut up is not supposed to be out here acting like that. If you educated and I'm uneducated, why are you the aggressor? Why are you, if you have all the answers, why you're not doing what you know? Because you have the answers. Because you're the smart one. You're the one who went through the training to catch guys like me who breaks the law. I'm supposed to be a certain way. I'm a law breaker. But you, on the other hand, who's not a law breaker, is like a real merciless, like assassinator. If that's a word, I don't know, guys. Y'all know me. I fuck up a lot. Why am I being the one being murked when I'm complying? I'm following a system that you got in place. I have to look at you different. It doesn't matter what color you are. It's unacceptable. Gang violence is unacceptable. Murking your girlfriend and kids and shit is unacceptable. It's just all unacceptable behavior that involve all of us because there's no laws guarding black people and the judicial system. And I'm not saying all police officers are like this. There's really good ones. You understand? But when I look at them, a police officer, like when I look at that man, I look at everyone aligned together. Me against them. Even if they're nice, even if they present themselves as being nice. I once heard a guy say, hey, and a police officer say that, and I seen this on video, that we have to know what part to play and when to play it. Okay? When they're questioning you. So they're all on the same team. And it's all to get information for their side. So you don't have no friends. You understand? What if that guy didn't video record that? They said they can't find him. I don't blame him. He might come up dead, guys. But thank God that was a good upload. It was a bad one, but that was a good upload. And I seen it first, me personally, on Bootsy Badass page. See, it's good to stay connected. This is how you stay connected. I hope that our leaders see this. We need to hit up our congressmen. Not the people that's not involved, but the people that is really frustrated with how this is going down, how, the process is not being applied to all. They really need to re-examine, readdress, reassess, find out why is this happening and why is it happening to a certain group of people. They need to do some type of tests, like personality tests, to see if they're fit for the job. Because at the end of the day, it's like we have to take a test to go and get a job. That's part of the process today. That helps the employee and the worker align to see if they're a good fit. That's part of access in order to get through the door. You understand? You have to take that personality test, and they ask you some crazy shit, same questions, different ways, but you have to pass that shit. You understand? And if you don't hear a call back. Don't take it personal. It's just you wasn't a fit. And a good one at that. Back to the subject though. How can this problem keep arising with all the educated, smart people we have in place to oversee this type of stuff? How does this continuously happen? That officer, he got paid. What's that shit? What they always do? They always it's not resigning, but they're still paid, but they're not on the job. I can't think of what it is, but he got that. That's like a vacation for him. But they need to analyze their mental, because this is happening too much, too frequent. And if you always see every video, it always appears as the police is the aggressor when they're supposed to be the degressor. They're supposed to know how to degress situations, not like be aggressive towards them, like They're not supposed to be like that. It's all in their approach. You understand? Because every video I have seen, they were over anxious. And it wasn't like they were looking for a person of murder that was armed and dangerous, that this person was a threat. Now, the other people, man, the ones with their hands behind their backs, cuffed, the ones with their hands up in the air, all of them. It's not like they are aggressive people. What we're really seeing, what are our juries seeing that we keep acquitting these damn officers? What is the steps to, what are the steps when you're, arresting people? Because they be pummeling people, putting their hands on people, and it's only a certain race of people, so they definitely need diversity training. We need a sovereignty. Get the fuck away from these people, man, even in the lands. Because how can they be so educated, go through all of this training, and the whole thing is to prevent murder, to prevent death? So how can they go through all of this training, maximum amounts of hours, do internships, and this be the end result? And then they're not held accountable. It's a lot of mental illness people out here. People with mental illness. And they're not being handled like that. A lot of the cases did involve mental illness. But these people ain't getting, taking their own lives. So it's always the police officers taking their lives. Prior to that, up until a certain age, they pretty much was orderly people. So how did they end up dead? People getting hung in these systems. Who's paying for this? Where are they getting the funds for this? Where are they getting the funds for this? And then why Congress and no one ever talks about this? This is an epidemic in the black community. I don't want to wait until it's me. You understand? We got to nip this shit, because this is just going on and 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 on. And I'm not a lawbreaker or a criminal. So it's like, how come these people did not get a trial, even if they broke the law? How come they did not get a trial? How come they did not go before a judge? At the hands of a police officer who we look up to serve and protect us, whom we pay their taxes, who we pay to pretty much provide security for the communities. Not everyone can be a police officer. However, the ones that are should be held accountable and to a high standard, because they are in a position of high standards. If I don't know any better, I'm out here breaking the law and being a, I can't think of the word, guys. I'm sorry. Uncivilized. Civilian. Like a lawbreaker. You understand? I expect that. But not from someone who is trained to see a problem, which is a person acting suspicious, see a problem, react, and execute it to the point of the training where you know that they're supposed to get on the docket, go to jail, get a bail. So this isn't right. And it's heartbreaking. We need to write our Congress people. We need to take back our communities, guys. And I'll tell you something, it's not like this everywhere. Because the town that I live in is a beautiful town. Beautiful town. And that town is so good, right? This town is so good that there's really no violence out here. It's more like traffic stops. But I just seen 3 officers at the Finagle Bagel. Finagle a bagel? Chilling. They weren't uptight. They didn't ask no questions. They were eating their bagels. You understand? Chilling. 3 fucking police officers. Cars parked. That's how good it is where I'm at. In the hood, you wake up to sirens. You go to bed to sirens. It's always sirens. 24/7. And it's only in certain parts. Like where there's primarily blacks. Because you can go like a couple streets down within the same community and you won't see a fucking cop. But in a certain community, it's like they patrol. They patrol. You'll see them all day. It all boils down to, yes, we are all people. Some of us are lawbreakers and some of us are not. But no one is above the law. The law of life and the law of the land. We need to re-examine the person we're putting in office, putting over these things. If they need our vote, if we have to play a part in the choosing the people that we elect, what they fighting for, what they standing for, that benefits us. The people who they becoming, oh, vote, 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 bombarding us during, voting time. And we don't never hear anything back from them. Why are we giving them our vote? Why are they not standing on the front line for black life? Why are our leaders silent? Fuck what the person did. It's the system. Okay, it's a process to the system. And if it's not going to be applied and followed for all across the land, all, everyone, then it needs to be reassessed. We need to be free of a system that we don't understand, that take our loved ones from us. We need to be free of that. We need to be free of the people who is not representing us. If you're saying that we can't represent ourselves, then we need to really start paying attention to who we putting in the office. Because all of that being silent and you're in a position of authority, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. Nah. Something wrong, guys. Something wrong, guys. This should not have happened to this woman or none of the activists, their children. Some of those people were hung fighting for the rights. Again, why are you fighting for rights that should be automatically given unto you? That's yours. You're standing up for people. You want an investigation, but I'll tell you something. You might kill the vessel, but you ain't killing the spirit, and you ain't killing the truth. It shall prevail. Time after time after time after time after time after time after time again, it has prevailed. But I pray for justice for Miss Pamela Turner. I pray that these events that are happening for us will result in change. Because once we talk about it, we know the issue, we know the problem. We need something in place that is happening, that is proactive. Okay? That is happening. We can't have people in positions of authority that are loony, that are silent, that don't demand and call for justice for all people, but especially for black people. The worst thing you can be on earth is broke for some people. Less fortunate. Sometimes. It depends. It could be a lot of shit. The worst things that can happen to you on earth. But the reality is this, guys. Any life is worth. It has worth. And fuck that. All of these police departments need to be done over, especially in training and handling black people. But we need to be sovereign. Sovereign like the Moors. We need to be disciplined enough to want to live and live it out our way and orderly. You understand? We need to be separated because we are a nation, a people inside of a nation. Thank God for YouTube. People being able to come forth and talk about these things and put these things in perspective and on the map. Sometimes I just fail. I drop the ball all the time, guys. I don't got no professional training. I'm just trying to summarize things the way that I understand it and see it. I always thank you for viewing and watching and listening. And, you know, I hope it's something that can help somebody somewhere someday. All of us. For real. You know. This affects all of us, guys. And this doesn't happen everywhere. It's only in certain cities and certain clusters and certain groups of people. You know, the environment that you're working in. If you stress the fuck out, you need to get out. You need to get out. If you're stressed out. You understand? And that's all I'm saying. Thanks for listening. This video is really long. But thank you for listening. Y'all have a good day. Check out All Viral Access. I think they're doing a great job with reporting this. Check out a lot of their videos. They're so fabulous. I love that channel. I chime in on that, you know. And it's running all over the news, so you will hear about this. Have a good day.